welcome back. I hope you all had a good Easter. I'm your host, Erica Durkee.
I'm Henry Stewart.
I'm Mariah Avon.
And I'm Paxton Barlaven.
So starting off, none of our brackets were very victorious. We did not choose the correct champion. We did not even get super close. But the Big Ten had their first champion in basketball since like 1999. So good for them, I guess. Any thoughts on March Madness, the Final Four, the national championship?
Not to be that guy, but it was Michigan State back in 2001.
Then one. No, you can be that guy.
No, I was completely wrong. I will fully admit it. I was so high on Arizona and genuinely thought that they were the team to beat. So the fact that Arizona across the board is so strong, that only reinforces my notion that they're winning the national championship. They look like it, and then Yaxel Lindeborg and Dusty May just curb stomp Arizona. So all the credit in the world to them. I really don't care for Michigan. Shout out Poppy, Ohio State grad. But I got to give them their flowers because it was a dominant win over Arizona in the Final Four. And, I mean, it was a boring national championship game, and the final score is a little bit deceiving, but that was really dominated by Michigan from start to finish.
Yeah, I would say they had control of the game, and it almost felt like they almost didn't towards the end, but they didn't even really get that. So, yeah, it wasn't super exciting, which is weird for March Madness, but we did get our fair share of good games, throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I feel like as a group, we kind of underrated Michigan a little bit.
Oh, I was asleep.
I was
for sure.
Yeah, I kind of took the SEC route of my bracket, and it was kind of an off year for the SEC, as collectively you could say Ole Miss was not very good. But yeah, I thought the national championship game was kind of a slugfest a little bit. I mean, none of these teams looked like a good score. I'm looking at the field goal percentage. Michigan shot 2 for 15 from 3. UConn shot 9 for 33 from 3. I mean, none of these teams could score at all. I was kind of snoozing in my chair a little bit. But, congratulations to Michigan. I want to shout out Yaxel Lindeborg. Dude was an absolute dog, 15 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He sprained his ankle, MCL, and had a knee bruise and still fought back. Played in the national championship. Dude's a senior. I'm just congratulating him. Hell of a career. I thought another key point for Michigan was Elliot Cadeau.
Oh, yeah.
Transfer from North Carolina. Teams really were leaving him open to shoot last year. He was kind of, changed the narrative for him his college career. But, happy for them to win a championship. Just happy it wasn't UConn and Dan Hurley, all of his antics, headbutting the referee and all that. Maybe next year.
I'm sorry, Michigan. I wasn't familiar with your game. That's the only thing I could say. I mean, I really didn't see this. I was blindsided by I just was blindsided by the glory of Arizona. I think I was so sure that they was gonna win. Oh, you can replay the tape and everything. Still riding with Arizona all the way. But in this championship game, Michigan really just defined their whole performance was defined by them at the line. They made 25 out of 28 free throws, and that's ultimately what put them over the edge in that game. It wasn't the greatest game I've ever watched, of course, in basketball, but it was a good game.
Yeah, I'm all right with the national championship. And still credit to Dan Hurley for 3 of 4 national championship appearances the last 4 years. That was really impressive. I do want to pivot because I'm bored of these non-SEC schools. I want to talk about SEC. Let's look at the series we had against Florida. We took a dub. That kind of is keeping us in the conversation. We're now 5-7 in the SEC. And we were really disappointed after Mississippi State. But going on the road and taking 2 from a ranked Florida team is nothing to snooze at. So what do we think of that?
Very impressed. I thought the hitting was a lot better. Obviously, I feel like it could be, improved. We're still leaving people on base and, kind of the issues that we were harping on last week. But this is a big step in the right direction. The pitching, as always, was phenomenal. Taylor Reid and Kate Townsend both had phenomenal games on the Thursday night game and the Saturday night game, respectively. So this was very reassuring. I kind of crashed out on this baseball team last week. There is no reason we should be striking out 39 times against our arch rival who is currently on track to overtake us in the race for baseball supremacy. I mean, Southern Miss beat us. I would say Southern Miss is ahead of us right now.
Yeah, we're third in Mississippi.
And we are third in a 3-man race.
Oh, dude.
So I'm really glad to see that this team is, maybe starting to kind of get it through their heads a little bit and start to move in the right direction. And that's big as we continue deeper into SEC play.
Yeah, I would say that Friday game is very representative of the problems that we've been espousing, though. That 2-0 barn burner loss for us. I mean, getting shut out, all the credit in the world to number 47, the pitcher for Florida. I believe his name is King. But that is exactly our problem. I mean, our pitching is going to hold a pretty good team to 2 runs for 9 innings, and we can't even get one person to cross home plate. That's how we're going to lose. But I agree, credit to us for taking wins on the tail ends on Thursday and Saturday because, I mean, like I said, I think that keeps us in the conversation going into this series against LSU. Are we looking at anything for that?
Yes, I think this series with LSU is really going to tell me if they're back on the right track. I'm not going to say the Florida series is, everything's cured with offense and everything, but you can beat LSU this weekend. LSU just suffered a loss to Bethune-Cookman 10-7, which was an upset. Nobody expected that to happen. And LSU has struggled with inconsistent pitching, a shallow bullpen, and poor defensive play. Sorry, guys. But, I mean, if they win against this, I hope it's 3-0, guys. Prove me right.
Yeah, Mariah said it perfectly. LSU is one of the most inconsistent baseball teams in the country. Both of us schools. I mean, if you watch RebelWatch throughout the year, we all hate LSU.
I can't stand LSU. I can't think of a more classless university. I can't think of a more trashy state than Louisiana as a whole. Jeff Landry, you spend all your state's resources on athletics, and you're not even that good. You've got to pay Brian Kelly God knows how much money. You're now paying Lane Kiffin God knows how much money, and you're paying for a mediocre basketball program. Your state is a dump. Put some money into public infrastructure, healthcare, education, stuff like that. Quit worrying about LSU. You've got bigger fish to fry.
I would rather go 1-11 than us lose this game. I'm being completely honest. I hate Lane Kiffin so much. We're going to be at this game. It's going to be loud. This game's going to be more about baseball. It's just going to be a rivalry. Yeah, inconsistency is really a key. They put up 10 runs in one game, and then they'll put 2 and 3 runs in another game. They've lost to McNeese, Northeastern, Louisiana, Sacramento State. And they've also beat Notre Dame, UCF, Creighton. So, I mean, any team that has a high and a low of a low, they're going to be struggle to beat. But, this is a rivalry. It's anyone's game. I hope we come out.
Yeah, and I personally have had this series circled on my calendar. I mean, before I knew how inconsistent and shaky LSU was going to look, because obviously they're defending champions, but also we beat them in the SEC tournament last year. So this is really anyone's game. I think it could be a little bit of a mid-off here. It's not maybe like the highest caliber baseball you've ever seen, because both these teams have the propensity to suck. But I think at least that's going to make it exciting.
Yeah, I think this is the climax of our season right here. I think this is the moment where we either show that we're good or we show we're bad, and there's no in between.
I like that. All right, any other thoughts on baseball? All right, after the break, we're going to get a little political. Not political, but we're going to talk about some of the proposals that have been coming from Capitol Hill about NIL and the transfer portal, and a lot of these problems that we've been talking about on RebelWatch and as a nation, they're getting some attention. So we're going to look at that right after the break.
It's that time of the year again, fellas. When the mornings are hot, the afternoons are hotter, and football is on its way back. Now, games is won by the battles fought in August. Everyone that's now revealed as the Ole Miss legend has been in your shoes before, trying to survive that Mississippi heat, competing for a spot, and doing the sacrifice that it takes to make it in this league. You go into this money collection of men from 100 different places, and if you work, you emerge from it as one team with one goal and one heartbeat. The SEC awaits you. And if they don't know who you are now, they will soon.
The dynamic freshman is starting to make his impact. Dagger with the shot clock down to 1. That 3-ball drops for Jamin Brakefield. And Fagan from the corner with a triple. Burrell for 3, and that's a big response. 3-ball, yes. Miss, shooting lights out at the pavilion. Yeah, give him one more. Alex, oh, you can't teach that. Well, that should give Ole Miss a boost.
Ole Miss 18th NCAA tournament appearance.
This is fun, folks, as Baker's peeling it. Little heat check. Snug Collins for 3. Bring it up.
Said, I love Madison Scott.
Ole Miss Rebels are having a lot of fun, and you can see why.
So the president has signed an executive order that would go into effect on August 1st, and it's tackling all of these kind of problems that people have been talking about when it comes to college sports NIL transfer portal. So the big points in this executive order are athletes would have 5 years of eligibility, either when you graduate high school or turn 19, 5 years. No waivers, no red shirts, no medical red shirts, nothing. You just get 5 years. There's like very few exceptions to this rule. And then the other thing is you get like one free transfer. So that would kind of stop, all the who was it on our team, the basketball team? AJ Storr had played for like 4 teams in 4 years. It would stop stuff like that. So those are kind of the big points in this executive order. What do you guys think about it? Are you pro? Are you anti?
I'd say I'm somewhere in the middle. I really like the idea of, you have to sit out a year if you transfer more than once, because I think that that's a huge problem because, when you're committing to a university, you're not just committing to a coach or a program, you're committing to a university. Your job is a student athlete, not, athlete who, sometimes goes to class. I don't care what you say, Cardale Jones. Y'all there to do school. So I really like that because I think that it really, it makes the word of your commitment in high school mean something. And I think it's going to force a lot of these recruits to not necessarily look at, oh, who's going to throw me the biggest paycheck? And okay, where am I actually going to develop best? Where am I actually going to be able to, succeed academically, get a degree in something that I'm passionate about? So I really like that. I'm not crazy about the whole, you only get 5 years. I'm big on, you should be, graduating and playing in a normal time frame. But I mean, I look at a guy like Trinidad Chambliss where you get a year where you're a red shirt and you come out of that and then you have, respiratory issue and you have tonsillitis and then you get, an infection. Like you have stuff happen because you can't game plan for stuff like that. So I think maybe try and bend it a little bit more for like the medical side of things. Because I don't feel like that's fair because it's not like, oh, well, I'm just trying to figure out a way to play some more. It's like, no, Trinidad literally it's only played 2 years of college football, basically, or 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
and I know there are exceptions, I believe, baked into this executive order, but you're right, like tonsillitis and medical leave. It's like military leave or like maternity and paternity leave. Like it's a very rare exception. What do you guys think?
I agree with Henry. Obviously, I'm somewhere in the middle. I really don't feel like the Capitol Hill should be involved with college sports. I don't know how it's got that far. But I don't think that a 19-year-old in college should have $5 million on their hands to do whatever they want. I feel like it's completely changed the recruiting game. I feel like kids that are seniors in high school should have to earn everything they do by their work in high school. And they should kind of boast and brag about their commitment and not just, oh, I'm going to leave a school just to go get paid $5 million, even though I've earned all this loyalty and I'm a big part of the city. Like, think about for us, if Kejuan Lacey would have transferred to LSU, we've so emotionally invested in him all year. You know how sad that would make us feel? I don't understand it at all. And I think that something's got to happen. I don't know if it's going to be the 5-year rule or whatever. I think medical has a big thing to do with it. I feel like if you have a reason that you've been out sitting out games, then you should be granted another year. But something's got to change with this NIL, whatever mess that has been caused. But I don't know. It's just terrible so far.
I mean, I agree with the red shirt thing. Like, I think if you do have a serious injury like an ACL tear and then you come back the next year, yeah, you get the red shirt. But with the transfer thing and the money and, if Kejuan Lacey, be honest, some of these guys won't never see the NFL team field at all. And getting $5 million to go play at another school, that's enough money for me to live off for life. And it's,
Oh, yeah.
but I agree. Players should get at least a couple change. They should get some money because they are going out there to play a game. And then, you know what? Honestly, this could set me up for life. I'm going to go get a career after this, but at least I can have that couple millions aside that I'm going to have. So I do think players still should get paid, but maybe get it more regulated more.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's really a toss-up because it done got so messy now in college football that you really don't know where I want to be in this type of situation.
Yeah. My proposal on the show, I think a few weeks ago, I proposed a rule that they would put a cap on the NIL. Yeah. So say a collegiate athlete can only get paid $1 million to go to the school as a cap. And then the rest you could promote for yourself by, say I got a partnership with Raising Cane's, and then I could wear a patch on my jersey. But that's self-promotion. That's something you can make for yourself and, you know, earn, not just get it handed to you. So I think that's a good rule that we should have.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great because, you know, a big argument in support of NIL is, oh, well, it levels the playing field. But in reality, it doesn't. And I think that this is a larger issue just in the scheme of, like, you know, economics in the United States. But, like, you know, the people that have money are going to stay at the top, and they're going to continue to get the elite talent, because you can't sit here and tell me with a straight face that a team like Louisiana Monroe or Arkansas State or Louisiana Tech are going to be able to compete financially with an Alabama or an Ole Miss or a Texas or an A&M or an Oklahoma, whatever these, you know, giant programs with enormous endowments, a ton of football infrastructure, money in place. You can't sit here and tell me that those schools are going to be able to compete. Those are players that, you know, are often under-recruited, and they get an opportunity at a place like that, but that they're just immediately poached, and all that hard work that a program like, you know, Louisiana Tech has put in to help develop a player, that just goes to the wayside. And they're just, you know, essentially, you know, like a AAA baseball team, and they're just being, you know, picked over for the best talent, and then it goes to the Big Ten or the SEC or the Big 12. And that's not fair, because, you know, what makes college football so great and so special, and college athletics as a whole, is you get these Cinderella stories. Exactly. Guys that get an opportunity to go to a small school, and then they get an opportunity on a big stage to do something big. You know, I mean, who in the world would have thought about Middle Tennessee? But they went in and they upset Michigan State as the, you know, a 15 seed being a 2 seed in the 2016 March Madness men's basketball tournament. Like, no one knows anything about Middle Tennessee beyond the greater Nashville area. You know, I could tell you that it's off Interstate 65. It's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, off 840. But, you know, I know way too much. Like, I care way too much about geography in college sports. So let the little guys have a chance too, because they're getting completely screwed over right now.
I'm with you, because my mom and them, they went to Alcorn State and Jackson State. They used to be known for football, but now all these players, they go transfer to these bigger schools. And I mean, it just limited the whole rivalry, because you don't want to go no more, because these players are not good. I mean, the players, they're all respect to you, but, you know, it's not the top of the top. And then when they do get to the top, they leave and transfer. So I'm with you on the transfer thing.
Yeah, not just football. Think about basketball. Think about the 16 Cinderella stories. No one's going to commit there and go play. And the viewership of the NCAA is just going to keep going down and down, because you're not going to have these Cinderella upsets. People are just going to be transferring to these big schools the whole time. And yeah, like about if you're a junior college athlete, you're not just going to go grind your butt off for 2 years and then go play at some bum school, and then your whole eligibility is going to be out because you never had a chance to make money in college. Like, I feel like these teams like Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, all these SEC schools, Ohio State, everyone's just going to want to go there because that's where all the money's at. Like, Jeff, if you have the governor getting involved in sports and you know, Raising Cane's owner, all that $400 million or whatever LSU's getting, that's ridiculous. It shouldn't be the bigger cities have the most money and give it to the most college programs.
Exactly.
Because eventually a smaller SEC market is just going to get blown out, and it's going to be the same 8 SEC schools that are good every year. And it's just going to just widen the margin of that gap. It's going to be small cities and big cities, and it's just, the gap is going to be immense.
Yeah.
This reminded me of March Madness last year when it was all one season, the Final Four. Like, that's
gonna be like that
annoying as any people. Yeah. So I think we got to the bottom of it. Bring us to Washington, D.C., and we'll get this all straightened up. After the break, we are going to be hinting at the upcoming NFL draft, but not quite. And we'll see you in a second.
Journalism. Here at the University of Mississippi, we produce a nightly half-hour newscast, broadcasting regionally on cable and globally on the World Wide Web. It's the kind of experience that is preparing me to walk into any news station in the country with the skills and abilities I need to succeed. So it's not just preparing me for the real world, it is the real world.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
These are more than just the sound of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited, and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We are rebels. For more than 160 years, we've been accomplishing the impossible, from conducting the world's first lung transplant to helping prove Einstein was right. From preserving the past to saving the future. We are Mississippi's flagship university, a place where passion and learning unite, where friends become family, where small-town charm meets world-class innovation. We are the University of Mississippi. We are Ole Miss.
So the NFL draft is coming up in a couple of weeks, so we're going to do something that has nothing to do with that, but it's inspired by that. We're going to do a mock draft of not athletes, not teams, but the best sports movies. We're going to figure it out right here, right now, today. We are all each going to pick 4 sports movies. We're going to do a draft, and then you guys can decide who has the best 4 sports movies, who won the draft. So the draft order, it's going to be a snake draft. It's going to be based off of everyone's March Madness brackets performances. So we're going to have, it's going to go Mariah, Henry, Paxton, and then me in order best to worst. So Mariah, you get the first overall pick. You get the definitive say of the best sports movie of all time. What do you think?
Can you put the little NFL jingle?
Yep, ready?
Okay. I'm going with a niche movie. Well, it's not niche.
For your
actually.
first overall pick?
No, it's
It
not
could come
niche.
back.
It's not
Okay,
niche.
okay,
It's
okay.
The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. When Chris Rock, you got
terrible
Stone
pick.
Cold Steve
I'm not gonna
Austin,
lie, that's
Kevin
kind of a
Nash.
crazy-
You're getting fired off.
It
That's
is-
GM.
That's
it
a
is
crazy
great
first pick, I'm not gonna
movie.
lie.
It is the best movie.
Comment section, flame
I
her.
remember it was the first football movie that I genuinely watched and was like, oh my gosh, Nelly was in it and he played the literal, they went against the guards, guys. It was amazing.
If you don't pick who I'm gonna pick, then I'm have the best draft.
Okay,
Sorry.
Henry, go.
With my first overall pick, I am taking Coach Carter, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's such a great movie. I've watched it more times than I can count.
think you would
Shout out to Twista for the song at the end that plays. It was great.
Didn't you like?
Hopeful it's
I
a
thought you were
value.
gonna say,
Yes, I
wouldn't
am.
you
Yeah.
like to ride?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You were taking best available.
No.
That was a good pick.
No, that was my first pick. That genuinely was my first. That is a
Okay.
Hall of Fame movie.
Y'all know me. I love my basketball. I'm taking Space Jam.
Dude,
That's a
I had
good
that on
one.
my
That's a
list.
good- that's a good
okay,
pick.
that's valid. That's valid. Obviously, the MJ
Going for a
one,
value
right?
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, the original one.
I'm so glad this one fell to me. I'm taking Miracle on Ice.
I've never seen it.
That is not what I thought you were gonna pick.
Really?
I'll be honest with you.
Well, no, she's not. I thought
Dude.
she was gonna go with baseball theme.
Well, it's a snake draft. I get to pick again. So
that's cheating.
no, that's how it works.
Wait, so I'm next after you?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
I'm picking my very favorite movie of all time, A League of Their Own.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Off, getting fired.
What was
I can't.
I couldn't
You can't fire me. I'm in charge. There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
I think that movie.
Madonna's in it.
Madonna's in that movie. Tom Hanks is in that movie. I think it is a beautiful story. I think I love the sisterhood element of it. Shout out to my sister. She'll never watch this. I love A League of Their Own. It's genuinely one of my favorite movies of all time. I would say my very favorite, so I had to pick it in the sports movie draft.
All right, well, since y'all are going to let the best football movie fall to me in the draft, I don't know how. Give me Remember the Titans.
No! Do you have any opinions, Henry, on Remember the Titans?
If that was my
Character
daughter,
development.
if Coach Yose's daughter was my daughter IRL, I'm talking straight backhand. The way she talks to Denzel and other adults in that movie is genuinely mind-blowing. Mama, you can confirm this in the comment section. If I ever spoke to an adult like that, you'd find me strung up from a tree in the backyard.
But it's a good movie.
Great.
It
besides
is,
that.
but like, I genuinely do. I do not understand how a child is that blatantly disrespectful to an adult. Like, especially like in the South, like that's just
Denzel Washington too.
yeah, that the goat. Like,
But can we talk about the little friendship in that? Like when he come into the hospital room, he's like, "That's my brother Alex."
Can't you see the family resemblance?
I literally cried during that part. It was good. It was good. I love that movie.
Once Henry Stewart said to me, I wanted to curb stomp that 8-year-old, and I'll never forget it.
I stand on that, 10 toes down.
She was that disrespectful.
Yes.
Now you get to pick your next pick.
Okay, pick number 2. Give me Friday Night Lights.
All
Andy
right.
Bob Thornton. That is one of my favorite movies. Shout out Mike Winchell.
All right, Mariah. Now you're gonna love this. You get 2 picks now.
Yes, finally.
Okay.
The Water Boy, Adam Sandler.
Oh.
It was a good one.
Sensitive
Oh.
theme.
Yes, I love Adam Sandler.
Okay, what's your next pick?
The Game Plan, The Rock. It's a Disney movie. My sister
I remember that.
Yes,
movie. I
his
remember
name
watching
is
that.
Joe Kingman in the movie. And he's the quarterback one, and his daughter
Yes.
comes back, and he's never met her. It's a good movie.
Missing
I
out
remember
so
watching
many
that on
picks,
Disney
bro.
Channel.
He has another football movie that's really good also.
Okay.
You better not take my
Henry.
pick.
For pick number 3, I'm taking Moneyball.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought that
I thought that would be your first pick.
yeah.
It's I don't. I
Brad
didn't.
Pitt- and here's the-
I thought it would fall back to me. To be honest, I would have maybe considered taking it.
I'm not
but
a baseball guy, but that's a great movie.
It's a
Also,
really good movie.
there's something about the way that Brad Pitt sounds, because he's just always eating peanuts in that movie. And the way that he sounds and I don't know, it's amazing.
One of
That's
my
a
favorite
fantastic movie.
quotes is, "How can you not be romantic about baseball?" That is a really good movie, and I'm the baseball guy. But I thought it'd fall back to me. I can't lie. Paxton, your pick again.
So I'm gonna go a little bit local, actually. My grandparents and I used to watch this movie. Shout out to them. The Blind Side. Michael Orr
It had to be
I
on
know.
there.
has to be top
That's a
5
good one.
football movie.
My dad has a crush on Sandra Bullock.
So,
I do
I love
too.
Miss Congeniality. That's like one of my favorite movies
That's
of all
not a
time.
sports movie though.
I know.
Move on. Yeah, The
Okay,
Blind Side is
wow.
good. I've heard like mixed reviews about how it tackles the actual real
Yeah,
story.
I don't know if it's fake or not, but it's still one of the best movies. I mean, it's so inspirational.
Wow, Bert.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't believe that I got this movie in the 3rd round, but I'm taking Happy Gilmore.
You can take it.
Shout out the Masters right now.
Yeah, in honor of the
Really?
Masters, and also in honor of your love of Adam Sandler, I guess. I think that's a great sports movie.
It is.
And then the Field of Dreams.
I never heard of that.
That's a solid one.
If you build it, they will come.
Kevin Costner.
Oh, I love Kevin in The Bodyguard, but I ain't seen nothing else with him. No.
James Earl Jones. Even though
Oh.
you know these actors.
I know
but
Damon.
you don't
Born in
know.
Mississippi, by the way.
I
born in
know. I
Detroit.
thought he could have
Shout
played my
out
grandfather
Mississippi.
in like a little biopic if I ever get famous.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, so Field of Dreams was the first pick of the last round, and I'm okay with that. Paxton, your last pick.
I don't know how it fell, but I'm going a little boxing. I'll go Rocky,
Which one?
the first one.
Yeah, OG Rocky.
Go
All right.
Birds. Shout out
I
Red Ball.
know.
This is you have a pretty good assembly of movies there, Paxton. All right, Henry, you?
Hoosiers.
Oh,
Pick number
good
4.
one.
I was gonna go Hoosiers, but
And
I
I don't
don't
care what
basketball.
anybody says. Indiana is not the hoop state. The Tar Heel state. North Carolina is. Go Wolfpack. Go to hell, Carolina.
How are you talking about the Wolfpack right now? Do you have anything else to say about Hoosiers?
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. Jimmy Chitwood. I mean, like, come on, it's a classic.
Okay. And the final pick of the draft, Mariah?
I don't know what I want to go with. I'm gonna go with a newer one, Hustle on Netflix by Adam Sandler, and it got like newer age ones.
That's actually a good movie if you watch
Yeah,
it.
like,
really
it's-
good movie.
Okay. But there's definitely a theme with yours. So,
I know.
in the end, vote in the comments below who has the best collection of 4 sports movies. The Longest Yard, The Waterboy, The Game Plan, and Hustle from Mariah. Coach Carter, Friday Night Lights, Moneyball, and Hoosiers for Henry. Paxton with Space Jam, Remember the Titans, The Blind Side, and Rocky.
It has to be me. Come on, bro.
But
There's no way.
that's pretty good, but I really like
That's like the
mine.
2018 Warriors.
Miracle, A League of Their Own, Happy Gilmore, and Field of Dreams. That's valid. That's good.
Okay, as an Eagles fan, I feel like I probably should have put Rocky when he was going against the Russian. I probably should have put that one as an Eagles fan and a diehard, and who's gonna go one day see the Rocky statue.
Well, but you didn't. So here is our picks. I'll put it on screen, and
Just give me the crown.
we'll see what Instagram has to say
your
about
thing.
that. I have been your host, Erica Durkee.
I'm Henry Stewart.
I'm Mariah Avery.
And I'm Paxton DeBartoleben.
We will see you next time for episode 20. Have a great weekend and hotty toddy.